What is up, y'all? It's episode 16 of Your House, Our Rules. We are the sports podcast. Don't forget that. We are back with it. NFL season is upon us. We got some stuff to talk about for a little bit after this, but we should be seeing the sports podcast back on a regular basis now, at least one episode a week because football season is upon us, and that's the time of year for all of us. So with that being said, we are moving on to our super early Super Bowl season predictions. We went through, did all the stuff that we needed to, went through every single game, did a pick 'em. All four of us went through every single game and kind of, got a record and like a division by division done for all of us. And it was one of those things where like we didn't really know what we were going to get until after we had done the pick 'em all the way through. So kind of surprised ourselves a little bit. But we got all our picks here. We did the whole playoffs. We got the Super Bowl champions. So let's get right into it. I'm going to share my screen over here and first off, we got Stolzy. So, Stolzy, why don't you go ahead and just kind of take us through division by division what you got, and then we'll kind of comment as we go on it. So,
all right. So, starting with the AFC East, it's like
okay. I was about to say start with wherever you want to. I don't.
Yeah. I was just gonna start with the top left, and then, but like the Patriots at 5-12 might look a little weird, but you also got to understand that they got to play against the three teams above them twice a piece. Mm-hmm. So I felt like they're not going to compete with any of those guys. I'm not like when you look at the offenses that they're going to have to go up against and what the Patriots have been lately. Mm-hmm. I don't really like it.
That was one thing that I saw on yours was the Patriots. I don't know how I feel about the Patriots being 5-12, especially when they were a contender last year. But hey, it's your schedule. So, did your mic go out?
No, my mic. Oh, his mic went out.
Yeah, his mic went out.
But yeah, between the Bills and Jets, like honestly, who knows at this point? But I don't trust the Bills. I've seen enough of the Bills. I don't trust Josh Allen. I've seen enough of Josh Allen. He forces the ball in bad situations late in the game. I think I've seen enough of Josh Allen to know about what he is. I think we've seen his ceiling, and especially with all the things that have been going on with that team in the offseason with Stephon Diggs, and now you got Hines getting hurt on that jet ski. I don't know. It's a lot going on heading into the season. Moving on to the AFC South, that division sucks. It could be – I just think the Jags win it. That's basically –
yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, he ain't saving Tennessee.
I was really surprised at how far you had the Colts on there, honestly. I think the Jags are going to win and the Titans are second place for sure. But
it's like I literally have no idea with the AFC South. Like, I'm just whatever. And then AFC North, who dey? That's all I'm going to say. Browns last. Flip the other three teams around however you want. The Browns are last.
Yeah, but look at hold on. I don't mean to cut into what you're saying there, but look at like how strong. Like look at the strength of that division.
Oh yeah, no, I respect the Browns.
Yeah,
like as much as I act like their little brother, I respect the shit out of the Browns. They have Nick Chubb is a fucking problem.
Right,
Myles Garrett, their entire defense, like they're a good team.
They can be a good team, and if they are a good team, that's going to be kind of interchangeable with the rest of the AFC North, minus the Bengals, in my opinion. So I agree with you.
Based on
Nick Chubb scares the life out of me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, based on what I've seen, I think it was pretty unanimous with the four of us. I'm the only one who I think have seen all four of them at this point because you guys sent them all over. I think the AFC East and the AFC North on all four of ours are by far the two best divisions in the entire league. And judging by what I saw last year, I don't think it's really competitive at all. Maybe the NFC East NFC East was like that, but I think the Giants actually go lower than they did last year. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
AFC West. As much as I want to see Justin Herbert get out of his division, I don't know. Like, I don't think that he can. I just don't think that Justin Herbert can outscore Pat Mahomes, and that's the only way he's going to be able to do it. And to beat him head to head is he's going to have to beat him 60-58. Mm-hmm. And Mahomes is better at that than Herbert is, in my opinion. We'll then move on to the NFC. Eagles, I have them having a big year again. It was one of those things like they match up well against a lot of teams, and I couldn't really take them to lose against a lot of teams. Cowboys, I think they're due for another first round disappointment, just like every single year. Commanders, they're gonna suck. NFC North, we're gonna go Lions win it. I actually think that the Lions are building something pretty good. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be very good for them. That tight end they got, I think, is going to be pretty good for them. However, I don't trust Jared Goff as far as I can throw him, but I like what they got cooking in Detroit. And their division sucks. Nobody got better.
I think you're the only one that took the Vikings to finish second in this division, and I just don't know if that's like you're just total disrespect for Kirk Cousins or
no. So this was I had a straight up like way of picking these Vikings games. When I was picking the Vikings games, I looked to see what time they were played at. If they were played at 1:00, the Vikings won. If they were played at 4:30 or 8:30 or Monday night or Thursday night, they lost. So that's how I picked them.
Okay.
Anytime Kirk is in prime time, I have him losing.
Fair enough.
NFC South, another bad division, but I think the Falcons win. They're another team, man. They got better picking up Jesse Bates. Bijan Robinson, I think, is going to be a problem right out of the gate. He's really, really good. And like I said, with a couple other divisions, like the teams in the divisions just aren't that good around them, and you can pad a lot of wins in your division and in divisions like this. And then, in my opinion, the toughest NFC conference will be the NFC West. I think the Rams bounce back this year, playing a very, very easy schedule, in my opinion, versus the Rams. Matt Stafford hasn't played in a while, but that could be a good thing. You still got Aaron Donald. It doesn't matter how old Aaron Donald gets. He's still Aaron Donald.
Don't forget about old Boomer Mayhem on the fucking sideline, though. I still haven't given up on Baker Mayfield, bro. Still haven't.
No, Boomer's on the Bucs now.
Yeah.
Oh, he is? I thought he got.
Yeah, they don't even know if he's starting.
Oh,
no, he's on the Bucs.
Shit. Well, the Bucs.
I think he'll start. I think he'll start.
I think I have the Bucs undefeated this year. I don't think I have them winning a single game. Maybe one, but yeah.
I had them going too. I had the Cardinals 0-16 at first, but then I was like, I got to give them one.
I got the Cardinals
0-17.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. But yeah.
But I don't trust Kyler. Like, Kyler should have played baseball.
I think
it's Kyler, and then who else do they have? Like, who's on their roster now?
I don't know. They might have to call Josh Rosen again.
Buda Baker. That's it.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can. But I do agree with you. I do agree with you on the West that has potential to be the best NFC team or NFC conference, but I think it all depends on the Rams, and the Rams could very easily be just as bad as they were last year, or they could be good this year.
The Seahawks can sneak up on a lot of people this year, dude. They had a really good draft.
That's a game that I'm probably going to highlight a little bit later is the Bengals versus the Seahawks game. The Seahawks the West plays the AFC North this year, and I think that it could line up to be some really good games. So
yeah.
For sure. Yeah. All right, you done, Stolzy? Should we move on?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. Next up, we got Jack. So let me bring this back up, because every time I click off, it just does that for some reason. But we got Jack up. Take us through what you got, man.
Alrighty. Starting in the East, I got the Jets winning it, man. I know some people aren't as high on them, but the Jets were crushing it last year, and then their quarterback situation just sucks, and it fell apart. Now they got fucking Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a fuck if he's 40. He's still incredible.
He's slinging balls.
Their roster's amazing. Really
Their
good.
defense is so good.
Defense
so good, man.
Stout.
They've got playmakers. If Breece Hall comes back, even 80%, and plus they got a good running back. Can't remember his name right now. Behind him, they're solid.
Yeah, he was the AFC. He was like the AFC Rookie of the Year or something last year, wasn't he? The Jets running back, something like that. He won something.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. And because they won both. Because Sauce Gardner won the fucking
defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't it like Garrett Wilson? Didn't Garrett Wilson win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
He might have, because Breece Hall did get injured pretty early. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But regardless, I'm very high on the Jets. I'm kind of with Stolzy. I think the Bills potentially, the Bills could get hot, and Von Miller is going to be healthy. Like, they could fucking run it.
Can I ask you something that I just noticed, though? How do they only play 16 games? Do we have another fucking Bills-Bengals scenario next year?
I just noticed that.
I got them 14-3 on my paper.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, no, they just give one up because they don't need it.
Back-to-back years with a game cancellation.
Hey, that Jets-Bills game to start out the season, man.
Tell you
that
what,
fucking they're gonna have another one with DeMar Hamlin.
Tell you what, if the Bengals are 14-2 and the Jets are 14-2, there's gonna be a weird thing that happens to give the Jets that 1 seed. I promise.
Right. For sure.
No, the city of Cincinnati will fucking go track commissioner whatever.
Oh, we were
down. If
we
if he
were
does some
6
shit
feet
again.
from the edge last year.
Yeah, it ain't happening. There's a growing fucking roar coming out of the jungle. They don't want the smoke. Anyway, the Dolphins also, man, it just depends on Tua's health, which I don't trust. But I think they have. I mean, they got Tyreek Hill and Waddle. They've got a creative offensive mind. Their defense is talented, so they're another one of those teams. They got a high ceiling. I think the lowest they go if they stay healthy is 10-7. Though honestly, Patriots I think they just can't compete with what's going on. I think Belichick is like really exhibiting hubris these days. Like he accomplished all this. Although I do think they'll benefit from getting O'Brien back as the OC, but I just don't trust their roster. Who's Mac Jones throwing to? Plus Mac Jones acts like a big old baby on the sideline, and I get it. QBs can be divas, but you had a good rookie season. You haven't accomplished shit to get out there and whine on Belichick's sideline. Like, I don't know. I don't have no idea how he got away with that.
The first highlight that comes to mind when I think of Mac Jones is him getting body slammed by Chandler Jones.
Yeah, right.
It's the first thing that comes to mind. It has nothing to do with like his play or anything.
What did he do? Because I was actually looking through some stats today, and I was looking through like passing yards from last year. Someone posted like Jalen Hurts and Burrow comparison. And I was like, the one thing that you need to know about this is like his QBR or whatever. A lot of the yards that he had in that scenario were from rushing yards and stuff like that. I was looking through and I saw Mac Jones, and he was like the 30th passer in the league last year. Like
last year,
really low. Yeah.
Well, they also had Matt Patricia calling OC. Yeah. It was a terrible idea, but yeah. So that's why I felt the way I do. I mean, I think the East is a really good division. If the Patriots step it up, I mean, they're going to be even better, but I doubt it. I'm with y'all. The North to me is just at least a hair better than the East. The West as well. The West could be good if Sean Payton gets Russ back because the Broncos also. But we'll get to the West in a second. Let's go to the North. I'm showing my bias here.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Tomlin's first sub season.
I know it was tough to do, but and I also think the Steelers have a talented roster. I just don't trust their secondary. I don't trust. I mean, I don't know. Kenny Pickett could have the sophomore slump. So could Pickens. Maybe not. Maybe they could go 10-7. They're another one of those teams where they could do it, and you really can't count out Tomlin. It was tough to do, but
you also miss to TJ Watt every year.
Right.
Right. You never know.
Plus, they've lost a couple of defenders, to free agency as well. So I just don't know about them. The Ravens, I could see them winning 13 games. I could also see them dropping a few more. I mean, like everyone just assumes like you got OBJ and Zay Flowers. Suddenly, like the whole Lamar Jackson's going to throw for 6,000 yards. Like, come on, bro.
Well, I think the big thing, I don't think he's necessarily going to do that, but I think that, now that Lamar isn't fucking have a contract up in the air or anything like that, now that he got his money, I think that he's actually going to be there to play. Whether or not he gets hurt is the reason why they might lose games to me, and whether or not they just gel well because they're more run-oriented, and they do have some talented receivers now, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be able to get the ball to them. And I think that if he can't get the ball to him, that's going to end up being a detriment to their team rather than a positive. So that's another team that could go anyway. I agree with you totally.
Well, and another thing that people are sleeping on too is that rule change with the front handoff in the NFL. Like that's a real thing. Like the read option, that's now that's
you can't do the one passing in front of the quarterback.
Yeah, we can see what that's all Lamar's done since college and high school, man. Like we're gonna find some things out.
Right.
Well, plus like that now
Todd Monken, that Lamar can pass, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he overshoots people sometimes when he's not in a rhythm, but he can play. But the thing to me is like Todd Monken's trying to make it to where he can call plays at the line. Has he ever done that? Has he ever proven he could be that cerebral? Like
the Bengals haven't even given Joe Burrow that plays yet.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. I think early in the season they might even switch it up. Say they start out 2-2, 2-3. What if they try to scrap that and they're jumping back to the old ways? And it's just I don't know. I could see things get rocky, but I'm not going to spend any more time on the Ravens. Fuck you, Baltimore. We're winning again. I talked about the Steelers a little bit. Fuck them too. Fuck Pittsburgh. Sorry if you're watching this and you're from them, but I'm tired of getting bullied by them. It's our turn. Yeah. The Browns. The Browns have the second best roster in our division. I don't care what anybody says. If Deshaun Watson comes out and he's even close to what he used to be, I think they're the biggest threat to us, honestly. I got them going 9-8 because I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not a big fan of the brain trust in Cleveland. And I think they have too many players who have been beaten too long. So if they lose a couple games, they get demoralized. It happens every fucking year. So
I think they got too many eggs in one basket too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they swung for the fences,
for sure.
You know, and it could work out.
And you're paying Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson, like you can't afford all of that. Like you can't afford a whole lot after that.
Right. Yeah, and sorry, I got pissy about those other franchises. Y'all do y'all. Just it's our time.
Yeah.
Going on. Yeah, I got a little heated there. My Dennis Reynolds came out. Anyway, AFC South. I don't think the Jags are going to go 15-2. I was just picking games, and I do think they're going to be better than last year. I'm down here with all these Titans fans, and it's so funny hearing these biased Titans fans like Jags suck. It's like they don't just suck because they've sucked for a decade. Like they're actually good. And if Trevor Lawrence takes another step with Doug Peterson, who's a G, like he is a G at grooming quarterbacks, they could be really good. The fact that they play in the AFC South even aids the possibility that they're going to finish. I mean, they're definitely going to be. I think their floor is 12 wins. Honestly, I really do. I think they could be that good. The only weakness I can see on their roster is their pass rush, which is obviously a big weakness, especially in the AFC. But if they can overcome that or improve slightly, adding Calvin Ridley to that offense, which is already really talented, is serious.
Yeah, I forgot they had Calvin Ridley. That's right. Added him in the offseason. I think he'll be a good addition.
I think next year is the Jags' year for like a really good record. I think they're going to get. They're a little bit too new, and they're going to get beat up by their schedule this year because they're going to have to play a lot of top teams. Yep. And then the year after that, they might end up finishing like a little bit lower, have some weaker schedules, better team. That's going to be their year, my opinion. So, but continue.
No, I mean, I could see it. I could also see them, who knows?
15,
it is the Jags.
15-2 was wild. I will say that. Yeah. 15, because you have them as the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and I was like, no,
Bengals are.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had number 2 seed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tried to find out. I went back through and was like, where could I trade it out? And I was just like, man, I don't know. I think it's possible they win these games. There was not many games where I was like, no, they're definitely losing. So I was like, I'm just going to go with my original gut. Like, I don't think it's going to, I wouldn't place a bet on it. Yeah. I wouldn't even place a $10 bet.
I only went back and changed one of my games because it was literally, I didn't want a 17-0 team. I did not think that they would be 17-0. So yeah, I feel you on that though. You go through it and you do it all and you're like, damn, really? I think the Jags are going 15-2.
And like
that's what I did with the Rams, dude.
Yeah.
Another thing I did is like I didn't do all 17 weeks or 18 weeks in one sitting. So like if I would have done that, because it was just taking so long, I kept breaking it up.
Right.
So like I wasn't always like in that same flow. But anyway, moving on. Titans, I had them going like 7-10, and then they got DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm down here again with all my Titans fans, love them to death, but like I just don't believe in this offense. Derrick Henry is injury prone. Yeah, no, but that's just because Vrabel's the best coach in the division, and their defense is still a top 5 defense. So with those things in a rugged running game, I mean, they could do better. The Titans surprise me every year, honestly, and I like the Titans. I just, I'm a Bengals fan. So anyway, I got them coming second. The Colts, I think, have a decent roster, but they always deal with injuries. I don't think their core. I mean, I like Gardner Minshew, and Anthony Richardson's not ready to really ball out. So they could probably do better than 3-14, but they're not a playoff team at all. So Texans definitely in the right direction finally, but they're easily a year or two away from being any type of contender.
Yeah.
Moving on to the AFC West. Chiefs at 13-4. That might seem off to some people, but I don't know. I mean, you can't ever say the Chiefs are going to take a step back, but the fact that I do believe the Broncos and the Chargers are going to take a step forward. The Chargers beat the Chiefs. Like, I'm pretty sure they beat them twice in Arrowhead the last 2 years. I'm almost positive of that. The Raiders are going to be bad, in my opinion. I don't like Josh McDaniels as a head coach. Garoppolo is, I don't know. He's Garoppolo.
I agree. But, did you say that the Chargers beat Kansas City twice last year?
No, they beat them in Kansas City the last 2 years. Is what I was saying. I just kind of must. I'm pretty sure that someone
they lost to them twice. They lost to them twice last year. Kansas City went 6-0 in their division.
I'm surprised by that Chargers, the record you have for them. Though.
I am too, because I walked back in. You said that you had them taking a step forward. That's a step back.
Correct.
They were better last year.
I meant roster wise, not necessarily like
record wise.
Yeah. Like I don't necessarily believe that they're gonna. The Chargers charger every year, but they if they're healthy, they've got such a great roster. It's just they can't ever put it together, man. It's crazy. Like they lost like 3 of their big defensive starters in the first 5 weeks last year, like Derwin James, Joey Bosa, and the other end.
Is Keenan Allen still playing football?
Yes. They've got a good 3 wide receiver core.
I feel
like that guy's been a wide receiver in the NFL for like 25 years.
He's pretty old. He's got to be 33.
He's played 35 games.
Right, exactly.
I'm one of those dudes that took him in fantasy for like 6
I was going to
years.
say, and he's taken in like the 8th or 9th round in fantasy football every year.
Yeah, but I could see the Chargers doing better. I could see the Broncos doing better. I love Sean Payton. Broncos have a good roster. I just don't know how I feel about Russ at this staging in his career. He seems like he kind of doesn't care. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could have just been adjustment. And
that's exactly how I feel. I was going to bring that up too. I think that even though you have Peyton as your coach, like great, that's cool. But I think that fucking Russell Wilson is completely checked out, and I do not think that they are going to improve. I think that was one of the worst deals that a team has ever made in the history of football. I've also never really liked Russell Wilson that much. So
it's made Pete Carroll look like a genius. I love him, but he's probably my favorite.
But they also had Pete Carroll and fucking the Legion of Boom fucking during the Seahawks days.
Yeah, that Pete Carroll drafted.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
awesome.
Russell Wilson would. I'll give him credit where credit's due, like making it 2 Super Bowls, whatever. But I still just think he's highly overrated, even when he was back then. So.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, I mean, say Russ is checked out. Sean Payton's going to recognize that, and he's not going to play him. He won't last if that's the case. Right. They'll just put someone else in and work it out and try to trade him or get rid of him. But anyway, moving on to the NFC. That's how I feel about the AFC. I don't know when we're going to put up playoffs, but NFC East, like Stalzy said, I just think the Eagles are too good not to. I mean, I got the Cowboys going 13-4 as well, but I think the Eagles take it. I think they're going to end up being the 2 seed in NFC. They got better, and they're incredible. I think Jalen Hurts, obviously, I don't know, he's a freak athletically. That dude is so damn strong. It's just nice to see him do well. I always love a quarterback that comes in a running quarterback. Everyone on him, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna ball out." So,
Spilly, what do you think of that Cowboys record?
13-4.
0-46.
Yeah, no, fucking ain't happening. We'll wait.
The
I
Cowboys,
know you stole my joke, but yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't like the Cowboys. I can't stand them, but we're really good. I don't like McCarthy, but he's pretty good. Their defense is top 3, easy. And if Dak stays healthy and they run the ball well behind an offensive line, which admittedly they're having contract issues. Zach Martin's not at camp. They've got a couple big injuries. But if they come out healthy, the Cowboys are really good. And that's just the way it is. I hate it, but it is like it doesn't matter. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. Doesn't matter. They can't. I don't believe in that culture. I think Jerry Jones is toxic as hell. I'm not a fan either. He's not a terrible.
And Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. And then Giants, I think they take a step back, even though I like Dable, whatever how you say it. But it's just too much. There's just too much else going on in that division for one. I don't think the roster's that good. Danny Dimes, he's got his moments. He's not terrible. He's not worth $45 million a year. Saquon Barkley, I mean, he's obviously not happy with the situation he's in. So even if that was all great, I still wouldn't see them winning more than 9 games.
Saquon's back. He signed today.
I know he did, but he's not happy. He signed a contract that's like literally worth like $1 million more with incentives than his franchise tag. It doesn't.
It's a shame.
They could still tag him.
Figure it out next year.
But bro, fucking the running backs whole fucking got out of the Zoom call and they just realized they had to do whatever they had to do. Which
they got no leverage.
They don't. And I don't think that they fucking really deserve the fucking pay that they need because fucking they're fucking very dispensable. You're running every team in the NFL runs a 2 running back set. So like you're already limited there. Unless you're like a really good blocker, what else do you have to do except for like 70 yards a game average for a running back or some shit like that? So unless you're just really good, but those guys are probably getting paid. So,
I mean, you're at 25 or 26. You're considered to be a little bit older for a running back,
right?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
average is 2.5 years.
The Niners are the only team paying through the fucking nose for two running backs, and that's
right.
They have Brock Purdy as their quarter. They don't have any quarterback contracts.
Right.
Correct.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that the next CPA.
They pay Nick Bosa too.
I think they're going to discuss it. I think they're going to try. I heard an idea, and I think it's a good idea. I think they're going to try and lower the amount of years on a rookie contract for running backs so they can hit the market earlier.
Yeah,
they got to do something because if not,
you never see free agency.
No, dude, I saw this fucking thing yesterday that was like if their careers ended tomorrow and it had like everybody in a Hall of Famer thing and fucking. Derrick Henry was in tier 3, like getting there but not there yet. Fucking, and the top tier was could retire tomorrow. And I was like, if Derrick Henry hasn't done enough to be in tomorrow if he retires, I was like, we might as well just not allow running backs to be in the Hall of Fame.
I agree. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Someone's biased against Tennessee when they made that because Derrick Henry's a freak.
Probably all those pictures are. But continue on. Let's get through this. Let's get through this.
For sure. Yeah, Commanders. I think they'll be better in 1-16. I like Rivera. At least I want to like him. He cracks me up. He's kind of just different than the rest of the head coaches.
Treadway too.
Yeah, I dig him. But and they do have talent. It's just like they always are dealing with something. Plus, they just went through this sale. They could be really motivated. They could do better, but they're still the worst team in that division.
Who's the quarterback?
By a decent margin. I don't know. Who is their quarterback? Is it Sam? What's his name? Sam
Magic Johnson.
No, it's Sam something.
Shut up, dude.
I can't remember. He was drafted last season though.
No.
Okay, but moving on.
He likes Trump.
Going to the North, I think the Lions could do better in this, especially in a weak division. But I do think, as Stolze said, they're building something. They keep drafting well. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, was it's like a
3.0, man.
Yeah, he's incredible. But it's like we've seen what happens when you take running backs that high. I hope it doesn't happen to them because I really like the Lions. I like the Lions because they're like the Bengals. They're like the Bengals of the fucking NFC. I want them to do well. I really do. So I think they're going to win that division. I've got them.
Did they trade up or did they trade back to get? I know they traded back to get one of their guys because I think they traded up to get Jahmyr and then Jack was where they were anyway.
They took
Jack
a linebacker
Campbell.
In the first round, didn't they?
Yeah, right after Jahmyr, Jack Campbell, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then they got who'd they get? Who's that tight end that they got? Out of Iowa. I can't think of his name.
I don't know, but guys, we got to start getting through this, guys. We're at like 30 minutes already, and we're fucking not even through the second
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, sorry.
The boss has spoken.
Yeah.
We'll have to do the playoffs on a second one or something. Anyway.
No, we can get through it. It's just like we're talking about fucking draft picks being traded for this, and everyone's like, oh, who was, no, let's just go.
All right, Daddy. Let's go. All right, so anyway, that's the Lions. Think they're great. Think they're going to be great. They're going to keep getting better. Bears, I also think are going to. Finally, I actually really. I don't know. I'm higher on the Bears than most. It's part of the reason is because I don't believe in the Vikings or the Packers. Vikings offense could be great. Kirk Cousins is better than people give him credit for, and then also at the same time somehow he's worse than people give him credit for. I don't know how. So don't know how to feel about them. Their defense is not good.
I could agree with that.
Their offensive line is not good. They lost Dalvin Cook, which he was injured all the time anyway. So that's how I feel about them. Packers, I don't know. Jordan Love, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers could come out in that game 5. It clicks and they start winning. They have good defense. They've got some talent on offense around them, and Matt LaFleur is a pretty damn good offensive mind. So they could do 7 or 8 wins. I don't know. But yeah, I don't believe in them. NFC South, I really wanted the Falcons to come out on top, but the Saints are the better roster. I think Arthur Smith is the better coach, and I think what he's going to do with Bijan and Algier and all of their weapons, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, like, dude, with that offensive line, that offense should be unstoppable on the ground and through play action. Even
Who's
with
their quarterback?
Ritter from UC.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. I didn't know if you were.
He's not going to be a very good NFL quarterback.
No,
I don't know, man. We'll see, dude. We'll see. In that kind of offense, I think he could be.
We said Lamar wasn't going to work. We said Justin Fields wasn't going to work.
Well, I still firmly believe that fucking Lamar is going to fucking waste most of his contract. He's going to get some fucking injury, and he's just not going to be the same. It might be this fucking year for all we know. Dude can't stay on the fucking field, and I'd really just never won a playoff game. I don't think he's as impressive as people say he is. So, continue.
Right on. Yeah, like I said, Saints, great roster. Derek Carr is an improvement. What they did with him at the Raiders makes no sense to me at all. They just wanted to scapegoat. They wanted to blame their problems on somebody. He's kind of got a tool personality, but whatever. He does what he wants. He's a great quarterback. Yeah. Let's see. Panthers. I love the pickup. Their first round draft pick. Why am I blanking? Stroud. Yeah. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but they've just got too much youth, much inconsistency.
Stroud's at the Texans.
They got
Bryce Young. I keep getting him mixed up. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, they could be a little better. They've got some pieces, but it's not going to be substantial. And then the Bucks. The only reason, honestly, I was with y'all, 1 or 2 wins, but I like Boomer. I like Boomer Mayhem, dude. I think he's got talent, man, and he's got this weird little moxie about him. I dig him.
I do too. I just think it sucks that he gets stuck with the fucking shittiest teams of all time, from the Browns to Carolina to fucking back up at Rams and doesn't even make it through the season, goes to the Bucks, who just got rid of everybody. So
they'll be 0-6 before he's taking bath salts and eating people's faces on the side of the highway.
Hey, I might get to go see him this year, though. So there's
nice.
What, on the side of the highway?
No, fucking. My parents live by Tampa, so I might go down there. But
be careful. Make sure you go down before week 6.
Gotcha.
All right, NFC West. I had Niners higher 14-3, and I went back through, just kind of really checking myself, and I haven't beaten us. That's all. The Bengals' only loss. It's in Cali. They've got a great roster. They're literally the type of team that's really hard for us. Great pass rush, great secondary. I just don't.
You were just setting up a Super Bowl rematch. That's all you were doing.
I mean, that's how I feel. I thought it was going to be that last year.
Same.
And I just don't trust their quarterback situation. Who I do trust is Kyle fucking Shanahan. Yeah. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be cussing all the time, but I love that dude. I love Mike Shanahan. He's incredible. He could do anything. I'm fairly sure he could put me at quarterback and we win 7 games. So,
disagree.
I disagree too.
Oh, man. Hey, I can throw a ball far. I just can't hit a 10-yard out route.
Well,
so
you need to hit a 10-yard out route.
Well, shit, call Ben Roethlisberger.
Especially
that was his
specialty. Especially as games get closest games get in the NFL. You're gonna need to hit those out routes in the last 2 minutes of a game.
Right, we're not going to talk about my Uncle Rico career because I'm coming back. Okay. I'm trying out for the Titans. I want to be the next clipboard Jesus.
Okay.
Anyway, Seahawks. I think they're going to be really good. Like I said, I love Pete Carroll. I said that earlier. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. They had a good draft again because they always do. They're replenishing a lot of the positions that they lost a lot of talent in. They've got a young team, kind of like the Bengals. Geno Smith came out and put it in everyone's face last year. And I don't think he's going to stop. He got a fat contract, and he's like, now I'm doing this thing. Rams, they could be better, like y'all said. They might step up. It's just they're old. I think McVay is very satisfied to be so young and win a Super Bowl.
Well, his wife's also not in the middle of her home country getting invaded by Russia, because that was weighing on him a bunch last year.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, his wife's Ukrainian.
I did not.
So I know that was a whole big thing with him. He was straight up I could not focus this year.
I didn't know that.
That's why he was thinking about retiring.
Right. I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed anyway.
Well,
hey,
I'm
scratch
thinking,
what I said.
maybe a fully focused Sean McVay and a nice, well-rested, healthy Matthew Stafford. Mm-hmm. Never know.
Could be dangerous. Yeah. Same with Cooper Kupp. They got talent.
And the schedule.
But yeah. Yeah, but also I think we said this already too. No, we were talking about the Vikings or someone, but name one other defender on their team besides Aaron Donald.
I mean, I was going to say Nick Scott, but he's gone now.
Jalen Ramsey's with isn't Jalen Ramsey with the Jaguars?
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, I knew it was Florida. Florida's got too many teams. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the Rams. Cardinals. There's no one on their team. Kyler Murray he got paid, and he's like, I can't believe I got paid. He crybabied his way to that. And no disrespect either, bro. Do you make that bag? Play your video games.
No, fuck that.
Play football.
Fuck
that. No, I play baseball.
It doesn't affect me. He's not a Bengals.
Watch tape. Fucking do something for your team. Fucking yeah. I feel you on that. He's not. Yeah. Do your fucking job.
Trust me.
I hate seeing shit like that for any franchise.
Now we sound like Marvin Lewis.
Yeah.
Do your job.
I agree, but also I don't care. I care about too many things that don't matter.
No, I
mean,
it's.
To me. So, yeah,
I don't care what an NFC West.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care what he's doing.
But yeah,
Cardinals
17.
Yeah,
so
Cardinals suck. So All right, let's move on to Wallet and fucking him stealing my goddamn idea over here. But let's not fucking go through each and every team. We've kind of already done that with anybody. So just kind of give us an overview of what we're going, and then we can go to the playoffs. So I'll make mine decently quick too. So
yeah. So Jets, I'm gonna give them benefit of the doubt. I don't know why, but they could go either way. Bills, still think. I mean, with Allen and that defense, I think they'll be fine. Dolphins, kind of whatever. Patriots, I agree. I mean, that just goes to show that Belichick doesn't have Tom Brady, and not every quarterback can throw to a wide receiver that no one's ever fucking heard of. Bengals 14-3, I think that's pretty relevant. That could go,
So
a few here and there.
Do you still have them losing to the AFC North? Because I think we had talked about that before, and you had said that you think they'll go 3-3 in the AFC North. I think that was you who I was talking to about that.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
I don't.
wasn't?
That might have been me. I think I had us losing.
I have them losing all going 3-3.
No, I have them losing one to the Browns and probably one to the Ravens.
Yeah. Okay. Oh well.
All right. Ravens 10-7. I just think with everything with Lamar Jackson and all the off-field bullshit, I think he's. I don't think he's gonna be able to step up to the plate this year. Steelers, I think, are gonna be like the dark horse of the AFC. Them and the Colts. I actually have the Colts at 10-7. Browns 6-11. The only thing Deshaun Watson has to look forward to this season is going back to Texas and getting a hand job. AFC South, Jags at 9-8. I don't think they're going to do. I don't think their quarterback is as good as what other people think he is. I really don't. Titans 8-9. That could go either way, but I don't think they're going to have a good season this year. Colts again. I think they're kind of the dark horse. I think they could surprise some people. I had to pick some sort of surprise, something that was kind of out there.
They got Richardson, didn't they? Or that
yeah,
guy
but I'm
from
not even
Florida.
looking at that.
Dude,
yeah.
I don't think that he's going to be as successful as some people think. And being his first year, I don't see why you and Stolze both. I don't see how you guys are seeing them making fucking double-digit wins anywhere close.
They got 4 free wins potentially in the Titans.
I guess they are playing a
right.
shitty one. Yeah,
and they have a top 3 running back.
Correct. So I just
all quarterback play.
I just kind of look at that and say if I had to choose a team that could be kind of that sleeper, I just went with them. Chiefs at 14-3. They're other than the Bengals, I think they're the dominant team in the AFC. Chargers 12-5. Honestly, I was thinking more like 10-7. I really don't think Herbert's as good as what people think he is. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. I really don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, he's never had a playoff win, has he?
No.
Has he had a playoff win?
Actually, he came out swinging and then got fucking one of the worst comebacks of all time against the Jags. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I would argue that he's top 7, definitely. But I could see I could see someone I personally put him in the top 5. I put him fucking at number 4, right behind Josh Allen. And then
I don't.
And then I could see Jalen Hurts hopping in there, Lamar hopping in there.
You have
Aaron Rodgers.
him over Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, no, I forgot about Aaron Rodgers, so I have him 5th. Yeah, no, I changed
the thing about Herbert isn't the talent.
And here's the thing.
It's kind of like he's got that Cali attitude like Jared Goff.
Here's the thing, too. I could see him realistically in the 4 spot and Josh Allen fucking being behind him because, like Stolze said before, he just makes some boneheaded plays. He turns the ball over a lot, tries to force stuff, and it's just his team also fucking is kind of overrated in my opinion. So
I agree.
Yeah. So
yeah, I agree.
But continue.
I still have the Chargers at 12-5 because of that. So Broncos at 7-10. I just don't think Russell Wilson gives a shit anymore. And Raiders are the Raiders. They're just kind of like the Cowboys of the AFC. The Eagles, I have them at 12-5. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to have as good of a year as he had last year, even though they have a fantastic offensive line and they have a really good defense. I just don't think Jalen Hurts. Their draft class was fantastic, but I just don't think Jalen Hurts is going to repeat what he did last year. Giants, I agree with Hay or Ho. I think they're going to take a step back. I still have them at 9-8. I don't have them at 7-10.
I think that's about what they were last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were a wild card last year.
Yeah, but I thought they were like
10-7.
Yeah, I think they were 10-7.
They might have went 10-7.
Commanders are just kind of like that blah team. I don't think anyone would pick them to do much this year and probably the next 5 or 10 years. Cowboys, I have them at 0-69. Realistically, I
You
think
stole
they'll
my
probably
fucking
be,
joke. I hate you. I'll never take them to win a game either. We're gonna be so fucked in our pick'ems this year if we're not willing to take fucking Cowboys in a single game.
realistically, I don't think Dak Prescott is that good of a quarterback. I really
no,
don't.
he's not.
Outside of the 1 year that he had a fantastic offensive line, he has not performed. He has underperformed. He has underwhelmed a lot the last couple of years. So I don't think they'll probably win more than 9 or 10 games. Vikings at 12-5. I still think Kirk Cousins kind of has that swagger, and I think that team's really good. Lions, I think they'll.
I gained a lot of respect for Kirk Cousins when I watched quarterback. Fucking watching
Yeah,
him behind the scenes.
I watched.
You did.
I watched that too.
Yeah.
I
That's
did.
the point of the thing.
Yeah.
They're only going to portray you in a positive image.
No, they
Every
didn't.
stat
They
tells-
did
every
not.
stat-
They did not
every-
portray.
No, they
They did
didn't.
not portray Mariota in a positive image at all.
No, they
They
did
did
not.
not at all.
He
No.
wasn't in it that long. Dude.
He was in it the
But
entire
still.
series, bro. Fucking.
What,
Yeah.
And what do you mean, bro? They portrayed it as he left.
He
He left after he got benched to go spend time with his kid.
He got cut the day
that's
that
what they
he got.
That's what they portrayed.
He
it
got
as.
cut the day after he had a kid, and then fucking they portrayed him as the guy who left his team and fucking virtually as that fucking piece of shit NFL quarterback that doesn't give a fuck. That's how they ended the documentary.
Straight up said it was to go to spend time with his family.
That's what he said. That's not how the documentary painted out. Regardless, what they
All right.
fucking, no. You
All
hate
right,
Kirk
shut up.
Cousins all you want, bro.
Yeah,
Every stat tells you that Kirk Cousins is a bad quarterback.
He's not a bad.
but yet he still, makes the playoffs and has been
in the NFC North. Okay, great.
but that's still playoffs. That's still playoffs. So if I can only compare what I have and who they're going to play based upon their schedule and the rest of the teams.
How good do you think Andy Dalton is?
How good do I think Andy Dalton is?
Yeah, or was?
Probably like 20th.
Because him and Kirk Cousins are Spider-Man pointing guy meme.
No.
Yes.
Vikings 12-5, Lions 10-7. I love the Lions coach. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I love what he's building with that organization. Bears 9-8. I think a lot of us have them still at 9-8. I think they're a couple years away from being a good team. I don't think they're going to go real far in the playoffs. Yeah. Packers 2-15. Jordan Love. Saints. I have them at 7-10. I think they're going to underwhelm a lot of people this year. I don't think they're going to be as good as what people think they will be. Panthers, I have them at 9-8. I think they've got something, and we'll see if they can grow from that. I mean, they had a really good draft and a really good offseason. I feel like they could.
They got Miles Sanders, right?
Yeah, they can build something with that. Falcons kind of so-so. Nothing really exciting about that. And the Bucks 3-14. 49ers 15-2. Their defense is probably the best in the league. Seahawks, I have them at 10-7. I really like Pete Carroll. The guy, he's got so much energy. He makes Marvin Lewis look like he's dead. Like Marvin Lewis thinks he's at the movies when he's coaching on the sideline. Did I pick that up from Kroger? Rams are. I don't think like Matthew Stafford. Like I don't think that team's gonna do much. I really don't. I think they peaked when they won the Super Bowl, and I think the Bengals really should have won that game, to be honest with you. But they won the Super Bowl, and I think that's where it pretty much ends for them and their success. Cardinals, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Kyler Murray isn't as he doesn't do his due diligence. He doesn't really watch film and really get into the ins and outs of football as a quarterback, especially. But I still think they're going to be a decent team, but they're still going to be 7-10, and that's what I got.
That's wild. That's a wild pick, but okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised by that. Like,
yeah. I would not have thought. I thought that if there was one team that there were two teams that I looked into this that I was like, no one's going to have them winning more than 2 games, and it was the Cardinals and the Packers, or the Bucks. I mean, that's pretty wild. I don't know what to say about that, honestly.
I mean, is Larry Fitzgerald playing?
No. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald.
How are they going to win?
I am a little bit.
Who are they going to beat?
I do kind of want to know, just like how, why.
Dude, shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
listen.
Who are they going to beat?
Shit can go any which way.
That's your
in
sleeper
NFL football
That's
games.
your sleeper team.
Can
That's
you
not
name
my
the coach?
sleeper team.
What do you mean? It's not
Shit,
your sleeper?
that's not my sleeper pick. But shit can go.
They're 2 games away from a wild card.
Dude, no. Listen. You gotta fucking throw some Hail Marys. Okay, you gotta throw some shit out there.
Yeah, on the
to see what
Lions or
sticks.
the fucking Falcons.
I feel you, bro, but fucking the Cardinals wasn't that pick. You know what, dude? Fucking, we'll move on.
We'll
Look,
see.
there's Doug Flutie Hail Marys, and then there's like you trying to throw a 100-yard pass.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Go on.
That's not an Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary.
All right,
Wasting
let's move on to little old me.
that was worth the price.
Okay, yeah, it was. All right, so I'm gonna start at the NFC, be a little bit wild. I'm gonna fucking highlight this one right here. The Cowboys going 0-47 because they're gonna lose so bad in so many games that they're gonna give them a couple double losses. Fucking, it's just gonna be a shit year.
You
for
stole
fucking
Wallet's joke.
Cowboys. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, suck my dick. Okay.
I literally deleted his 47 and just put 69.
Yeah, he knew damn well what he was doing. I saw that today, and I was like, "This motherfucker." And I was like, he knows that I'm going to put mine last too. Fucking, god damn it. Oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, I got the Eagles coming in that division, continuing business as usual last year. I just think that the Eagles and 49ers are by far the two best teams in the NFC, and there's really no competition. I have the Giants taking a little bit of a loss. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year, and that's about it for that one. The Vikings and the Lions that I have here in the North, I think the Vikings are going to have a very similar year last year. Again, I think the NFC is going to be down. All of us kind of had the NFC down this year, and I think that that's the team that kind of hangs around in like the third position, unless we want to count the Cowgirls. But let's be honest, they suck. And then I got the Lions. This was one of the ones that I was going through the schedule. And, you know, it was like after I got done with it, I was like, damn. I was like, I thought I had them more in like a 10-7 type spot, but I have them at 12-5. I did definitely want them to be a wild card spot in the playoffs. I do predict them as that. So got them there. Got the Bears as 9-8. I liked what Justin Fields is doing, man. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's going to last. I think that he's probably going to be out before long because he is a running quarterback. But I think that they sneak up on some people this year. Packers with love. I got them 1-16. I think I actually had them 0-17, but had to give them a win because I just think with Aaron Rodgers gone and them not really picking up much, I think they got some stuff in the draft, but I don't see them bouncing back from that. Let's move on to the South. Saints I have doing a little bit better than I had predicted them, but about where I needed them to be. Panthers as well. Falcons I think just kind of moved laterally. They got Mariota out with Ritter in, and now they're there. Bucks, I actually do have them with one win, even though I thought they were going to be 0-17. But yeah, I think the Saints play some good ball this year and end up making it in top of their division. Another one that I had was the 49ers, 16-1. That was the team that I had 17-0 and was like, I can't have them do that. I definitely do not think that the 49ers are going to go 16-1 without a quarterback this year. Even though you said Purdy's cleared to play, right?
He's cleared to practice. He's not technically. I think he's taking 2 out of 3 reps.
Okay.
Or he's practicing 2 out of 3 days.
Yeah. So I mean, we saw them last year do the whole start out 0-4 or something, right? And then they just put it together like a string of wins, like the Bengals did at the end of the year. So carrying that with that momentum, the core that they have, I think they're going to be a solid team. It's just I don't think that they're going to be able to go 16-1 without having a set quarterback at the beginning of the year. Seahawks are going to be pretty tough. Geno getting that contract. He's playing good ball. Like we said before, Carroll is a hell of a coach, and they'll do all right. Rams are that team that we've said a couple times could see them doing worse than 7-10. Had them a little bit better than last year, but I could also see them doing better. So we'll see how that goes. Moving on to the AFC, we'll start out with the East, and I'm kind of following the narrative that everyone else has taken to. Jets at 14-3. I think Rodgers coming in is going to be a hell of a move for them. With the defense on top of that, they already had the best defense. So Rodgers is really going to help. Good running back. The only thing that I think is they don't really have any wide receivers, do they? Anybody know?
Who?
The Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Garrett Wilson.
They got,
Oh, do they
I'm
do?
not sure who.
Signed every single wide receiver Aaron Rodgers has ever thrown to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're all getting old.
Yeah,
at
they
this
got
point.
Alan Lazard. They got Randall Cobb.
Yeah,
Garrett
Randall
Wilson.
Cobb.
Yeah, they've got some. They've got some people who can make plays.
Old guys. I mean, I guess there's the chemistry there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the chemistry. That's why they got him.
Do you know where Randall
but
Cobb
I think we're
played
getting a little bit
college?
too old for that. And we're moving on to a new franchise, and it just is what it is.
Do you know where Randall Cobb went to college?
No.
The University of Kentucky.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
No, I did not know that. Okay. But yeah, I got them. I actually have them having 3 teams in the AFC playoffs this year. The Bills, I have them tied, and the Jets winning it out. So I have the Jets, I believe, in the number 1 spot in the entire playoffs. But yeah, them and the Bills both have it. When I was doing the schedule, the Bills I would think are probably going to be a little bit worse than this year. But it was one of the things when the schedule came out and I did all my pick'ems, that's where I had them at. And then I think the Dolphins are another one of those teams that's just so solid that they're going to be able to compete in the AFC even without Tua, because I do think Tua is going to have some issues. But that backup quarterback, who was it, like Skyler or something like that last year? You remember what his name was?
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is, but he was good.
Yeah, I thought
He did.
I thought he performed okay. So,
He performed well.
yeah, I think that we might see Tua go out early and then them have to make the switch to that, and him kind of like adjust to to the scenario that he's in. So, yeah, I have the Dolphins.
Are you talking Teddy Bridgewater, or are you talking Skylar Thompson?
Skylar Thompson. But Bridgewater is their backup. Yeah, and he's a pretty solid backup too. But point is, I think that their team's just so solid that they'll be able to make some waves this year. Going over to the Jags in the South, I think this is a pretty easy division. I have the Titans about as well as they did last year. Colts a little bit better. But the Jags are a team. They're another young team. They're kind of like got a Bengals look to them 2 years ago, and I definitely like that. I don't think that they're going to make many waves come postseason, but I think that they'll have a really solid year. I'm looking forward to that Monday night game that we got against them against Cincinnati. So, yeah, down at the West, Chiefs. They're hard to argue with. They've proven that they're the team now. They've proven that they can do it with just about anybody. So I got them at 14-3, tied for first with 2 other teams. Chargers are going to be good. Herbert's the man. I think that they're another team that's going to have a really good regular season. Probably won't at the in the playoffs though. So I got them. Broncos, I think, will do a little bit better with the coach, but again, Russell Wilson's checked out, so don't see them doing well. Raiders was the one that I kind of was looking at. I was like, I didn't want them to necessarily do too good, but I didn't necessarily think that they'd be 2-15. So we'll see how that goes. Moving on to the North, I have this as being a highly competitive year. The Steelers at 11-6. It's just kind of hard to go against Tomlin and the Steelers in general. They're always a tough team. They're always going to be good. The Ravens as well. I think Lamar Jackson's got some weapons now. I think once he adjusts and as long as he stays healthy, they'll be all right. This record is based on Lamar staying healthy all year. And then the Bengals just kind of edging everyone out. Bengals lose 3 games. I think the entire division goes 3-3 in the North again. And it's all about the other games and stuff like that. The Browns 7-10. I think that they have a good team this year, but it's the Browns. I can never take them seriously. So, yeah, that's what we got. All right, I tried to get through that one as fast as possible so we can move on to the playoffs. So
We all have the same playoffs, right?
I don't think we all have the same playoffs.
Well, I'm saying like NFC, AFC championship games and like Super Bowl for the most part.
I think so, about the same. So does anybody in particular want to kick it off, or should we just kind of like do reverse of what we did?
Yeah, we can snake it. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start with me and just scroll down. We'll just do it in reverse. So I got the Jets, no, it was the Chiefs that I got in the number 1 spot, and then I've got the Jets and Jags, and then the Bengals coming in at the 4 seed. Pretty standard AFC championship or AFC conference that I got. I got all the top teams winning. Dolphins, I just think that the Jags are coming up. I think they're going to get the Jags are going to get that win this year in the playoffs. I think they kind of have that, like I said before, Bengals new team spunk, a lot of young guys. And they're going to get that win over the Dolphins and kind of ride that wave a little bit. But they're going to run into a Jets defense that's absolutely going to slaughter them. And Aaron Rodgers, I think he's got something to prove this year. I've got the Bengals facing off against the Chiefs. This is the one that I think is a little bit weird because coming up to that game it's a New Year's Day, right? That we play in the regular season. Yeah.
Or is it New Year's Eve?
So, no, one of the two. But anyway, it's like the 16th, week 16 or some shit like that. That game could very realistically not matter. And I think that it's going to not matter for the Chiefs more than it will for the Bengals. So I realistically think that the Bengals could win that game just because the Chiefs benched their players. If that's the case, I see the Bengals maybe struggling in the playoffs against the Chiefs. If we get that regular season loss against them, though, I think that gives us a huge morale boost to go in and take them in the playoffs. So I do think that we're going to get them with the way I had my schedule going. It was both tight, so that game's going to matter. Got the Bengals moving on, facing the Jets, coming into the Super Bowl against the 49ers. The NFC, I mean, what can I say about the NFC? The Lions, I got to win over the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings are going to do anything, but it's pretty standard. I think the Eagles and 49ers, everybody has that, and I think that that's going to just continue. So I took the Bengals over the 49ers because we need that revenge. I thought about changing that just to be like, no bad juju, but here we are. So I got the Bengals taking it this year. That's what we said after the AFC Championship lost last year. I think me and Jack both said the same thing. Niners, Bengals, Super Bowl, Bengals win, and I'm just going to stick with that. We'll see what happens with it. So, y'all have any comments on this in particular?
No, but I just realized. Hold on, sorry. I just realized I screwed up my positioning for the playoffs. But go on.
Okay. No, I'm done. I got through it. I was just seeing if any of you guys have any comments. Yeah. So I'm gonna move over to Wallet, and he said he's got the.
Yeah, I screwed up the positioning for who plays who. It was very confusing. All right, I'm very busy. Come on. Either way you look at it, I have the Bengals and the 49ers playing in the Super Bowl as well. I think that would be pretty sweet to see. I was hoping to see it last year.
You got the Colts in the playoffs. I just noticed that.
I do have the Colts in the playoffs, but
and winning a game.
And winning a game. I just noticed that right after, too.
You know what?
And you said the Cardinals were your wild card.
Listen, no, I said the Colts.
What are you doing, Wallet? Are you high?
Listen, shut up. I thought we were cutting out the bullshit. Okay, let's get through this. Okay?
No, now that we're in the playoffs, we're good to go. I was hoping you guys would comment a little bit on my playoffs, but fuck it, now we're here, so I'm gonna comment on yours. That's fucking dumb.
Anywho, I think you're right. I could see the Jets going out in the first round too, as well.
So
I could see
the Colts
Chargers.
team that they were supposed to be a seed, or like what happened with that?
I screwed up. I screwed up. Hold on. I screwed up the seating. Okay, I realized I screwed up the seating, and I apologize for that.
And he has the Colts and Ravens tied at 10-7, and has the Colts in over the Ravens.
Yes, and I like that.
I apologize.
Yeah,
No,
fuck you,
don't
Marlon
apologize.
Humphrey.
I apologize.
You're not forgiven.
Either way, I do also have the Panthers making the playoffs.
I can see that.
I personally thought before I made it that the Panthers might end up edging out the Saints. I end up having the Saints with a pretty decent year. I know you weren't there when I was going through it, but I had the Saints winning it.
Yeah,
Panthers around
there's
9
a chance
and 7,
starts
I
in
think, or
Carolina.
9 and 8.
I have the Lions beating the Vikings, so the Lions do win a game in the playoffs. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I like their coach. I like what he's building there. I really do. Like that organization. So I mean, Eagles and 49ers. I think that's probably going to be the matchup for the foreseeable future in the NFC, because those are clearly the two best teams in the NFC. I mean, unless you can prove me wrong, I don't see any other teams that would challenge them too.
Only teams that I could really see having a chance. I could see the Vikings maybe standing a chance at doing something. Yeah, it's a long shot. The Lions, I could see if they're really fucking got a full head of steam going in, like they have a Bengals year last year, like
2 years ago.
Yeah, like they start off a little rough, get it together, and fucking just win a bunch of games in a row. Could see them maybe doing something, or the Seahawks. The Seahawks probably have the best chance out of anybody. So
right, yeah. The AFC is seriously stacked, very stacked.
It's kind of crazy to see how fucking one-sided the two divisions are. So
for
conferences
sure,
are.
for sure.
Every time a Cincinnati team is good, that's the hardest division in whatever sport it is.
Right.
Of course, yeah.
Period.
All right, moving on to someone else's playoffs, so we can stop talking shit about me.
So you had the Bengals and 49ers, and Bengals 1 and 2. We got
Go
Jack over here. Yeah, go Colts, go Cardinals.
All right. So, yeah, like we talked about in mine, I was kind of surprised that some of it shook out. Like Buffalo at 7, playing Jacksonville at 2. I am high on Jacksonville. Anyway, I got Jacksonville winning that game. By the way, all the teams in green are winning. I got the Jets versus Baltimore. I got all the home teams winning in the AFC. I just think the Jets are, I don't know. I love Aaron Rodgers. I love that he don't give a shit.
Yeah,
and
like,
they're really talented.
like we said,
So-
the AFC seems to be just like bar none better than the NFC this year. But at the same time, I think that the rankings are pretty set in stone. Like the 1 through 4 seed, I think, are just way better than the rest of the AFC. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We definitely have the better offenses, but all the best defenses are in the NFC. It's just kind of like a flip flop. So I mean, the NFC's winning Super Bowls somehow. They should have won last year.
Yeah,
Whatever.
right.
I'm not gonna get on that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hold on, can I say one thing? It's crazy, Spilly. You said that the 1 through 4 in the AFC is clearly better than the rest, but look at the 5, 6, and 7 seed that Ho has in his playoff. Miami, Baltimore, and Buffalo.
Yeah,
Those are three.
The only team that I really see doing something would be I guess Buffalo. I got to give it to Buffalo. So you're right about that. But I could also see Baltimore. Say Jackson actually is healthy or whatever next year, and their defense is healthy and shit like that. Yeah, I could see them making some waves for sure. I don't see Miami doing anything in the playoffs, and Buffalo, man, after watching us just decimate them in the snow last year, it's hard to take them seriously. I will say that. So, and they've had off season struggles and stuff. So, okay, sorry. Continue.
No worries.
Yeah.
All right. So, damn it, are you kidding me? Hang on.
I thought he was going to say, "Are you kidding me?" when I burped.
All right. Third time I've had a screen. Sorry. Anyway, Kansas City over Miami. Yeah, it's KC. They're coming to Cincinnati. They're coming to the jungle, and we're going to tear that ass up. I've got the Jets over Jacksonville. That was a tough call, honestly. I think Trevor Lawrence is fantastic. I love Doug Peterson, but
you really think the Jags are that good? I think the biggest downfall of the Jags is honestly Trevor Lawrence. I think that fucking if they have a better quarterback, they'd be fucking really good. But I think that he's going to hold them back tremendously.
Too many people have him up.
Freak.
Too many people have Trevor Lawrence up there with like Burrow and Herbert and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just like, how?
I see some people
Too many
putting
people
him
like Herbert with Burrow.
I see him.
How?
I see them putting him in like the top 5 or whatever. I'm like, there's no way he's a top 10 quarterback. No way.
Right? No way.
Yeah, I'll take Daniel Jones over him.
Okay, that's stupid. But I'm
take Daniel Jones
have
over
your own
him.
opinion. I don't care. I'm not having this debate. That's a ridiculous take, but whatever.
No.
Anyway,
I'll take Daniel Jones over him.
Cincinnati over the Jets. I think that's going to be a great game. Burrow's going to beat Rodgers, and it's going to be Burrow is the new motherfucker. So that's going to be it right there. Going over to the NFC, I've got San Fran as the 1 seed, Philly 2, Atlanta 3, and Detroit 4. I definitely don't have Atlanta and Detroit winning. It was tough, but I just think Seattle's better than Atlanta. Seattle's just got to mess around with the Niners in their division, so they're not taking a higher seed. Same thing with Dallas. They're just not good enough to top the Eagles in their division. They're a better team than Detroit at this point. They're just going to go to Philly and lose, though, so it doesn't matter. Don't get hyped, Cowboys fans. I've got Philly over New Orleans. Philly's just that team. Going forward, San Fran beats Seattle. 2 big divisional games right there. 2 divisional teams playing each other in that round. But, yeah, San Fran and Philly moving forward. Philly's going out to Cali. San Fran's going to take care of business. Same as y'all. I got San Fran over Cincinnati over San Francisco. And I'm calling the score 27-21, Burrow MVP.
Yeah, our fucking fandom is definitely showing in these right now. But we can go ahead and say it. I mean, I know Stolze went the opposite direction with it because he didn't want to jinx us or whatever. And, like, I feel that. But at the same time, like, there's just something different with the environment in Cincinnati this year. It's good. And we are Super Bowl contenders. I'd say most people have them in their top 3 to win the Super Bowl between, like, the Chiefs, Eagles, and 49ers and Bengals. So, yeah, but we'll move on to Stolze.
So mine was the only one that AFC Championship game is a best of 3 series between the Chiefs and Bengals, I think. But I did have the Chargers squeaking in again this year. I did have the Jags also. My thing is like my seeds look weird because I refuse to give the Bengals the 1 seed and all. Like I wouldn't do it. I just don't want to go on record and I don't think that they can get the 1 seed. I think that fucking playing in the AFC North as fucking hard-nosed football as that is, I do not see them fucking having enough wins to
That's in my opinion 3 losses right there. And
I
if
agree.
you have any other
And-
losses, you're not going to be the 1 seed.
And that's
Right.
why I had him at 12-5 because you got to go out west and play San Francisco. Like there's some tough games in there.
Yep.
So it's one of those things. Like I do think the Bengals get some home playoff games again. I want to say they get the 1 seed so bad. Like it's Joe's first healthy offseason. He's got even more weapons with the guys that he got in the draft.
Everyone knock on wood. Sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. But like there's a lot of things pointing in the right direction for the Bengals. I'm just not putting the cart ahead of the horse.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't have the fucking screen up. I didn't know if you were using that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just not putting the cart in front of the horse with the Bengals. Everything is telling me to pick the Bengals right now. It's just my heart of hearts can't do it.
I feel it.
The Chiefs are so good, man. The Chiefs are so good. But no, seriously, like it's just one of those things. Like I can't. My fandom won't let me do it. And then I do have the Niners in the Super Bowl again, just because that defense can carry them just about anywhere they want it to go, as long as they have any kind of serviceable quarterback. They showed us that last year. I mean,
Yeah. That's what
if Brock Purdy's not hurt in the NFC Championship game, who knows, man?
I think that everyone kind of is in the mindset of if the 49ers, by the time the playoffs come around, and they will make the playoffs, that they'll have some sort of serviceable roster that they'll be able to do. So it doesn't matter who's going to be the McCaffrey could be at quarterback like he almost had to do against the Eagles last year, and as long as he's got a solid 8 games underneath snap, fucking should be good.
Yep. And
I wouldn't be surprised. He's a freak. He's such a good athlete. Dude. He just like picks up quarterback in the NFL and just starts going off.
Well, he's their 5th strength or whatever.
I don't know if you guys see it, but I went ahead and gave the Lions a playoff win.
Yeah, I think me and
Wallet
Wallet did. Me and Wallet both did. Yeah,
dude, I have to. And I'm like, the more I look into that roster, it's just I like it more and more and more. I don't know what it is. They're one of those teams like. That's a quarterback away team. They're pretty good.
They got that Bengals NFC fucking vibe to them too. That's why I kind of fucking like them. Give them one.
Without a quarterback. Without a quarterback, though.
I understand Jared Goff's not a top 10, but
I'll take him over Trevor Lawrence.
He's not that bad.
No, I would take Trevor Lawrence over Jared Goff.
He's not that bad, man.
He's not.
He's just got that kind of laissez-faire attitude, man. But he's not that bad.
No, Jared Goff reminds me of Derek Carr.
Derek Carr's good.
Derek Carr's
Derek
pretty
Carr's
good.
average.
I'll take Derek Carr over Trevor Lawrence.
Average.
I'm taking Trevor Lawrence over Derek Carr.
No, I'm taking Trevor Lawrence over Derek Carr.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But even like I was saying earlier, like before we started this, like the Rams, every time I came up to them, I was just like, I think they're better than this team. I think they're better than this team. Even in the playoffs in the first round, they got a thing where I was like, I'm just gonna take the Rams, dude. And then the second they run into any team with a good roster, I was like, all right, get them out of there.
You know what's kind of fucked up though? What is that, the East that they're in?
The 2 seed, I think.
The South, the NFC South. We all talk about how shitty they are. We all have them with pretty bad records, but somehow I think me, you, and Wallet both had, all 3 of us had 2 teams from that division in there.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because you can get in there. It's
oh wait, no, you didn't.
10.
You didn't. You only had the Falcons. You had the Falcons winning it. Okay.
Yeah, but you can get into the playoffs at 7-10 and 8-9.
Correct.
In the NFC, yeah.
Yeah, they're interchangeable. It's 7-10 and 10-7 in the NFC are pretty much the same team.
Yeah, they're 8-8 forever in the NFC South.
Exactly.
Or 9-8 now, whatever.
Right.
But same thing as you guys. Like it got down to the Eagles and Niners, like in the NFC. I took Chiefs, and like you guys had the Jets, Bengals in the AFC Championship game. The only reason I don't is just because the seeds ended up differently.
I had the Bengals run into the Chiefs in the second round, so that's why I didn't have it. Yeah,
I
think
Chiefs,
I had the
Jags,
Bengals and Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I don't trust the Jets to be what I know the Chiefs can be. It's just I think there's going to be some growing pains, especially in the first little bit of the season. Like they're not going to come out and go 6-0 or anything. But I don't know. I think they're still going to be pretty good. But yeah, it's. I have Chiefs 49ers. You guys know what I'm thinking. I'm just not going to say it.
Okay. Yeah.
But Niners win it all because I refuse to pick the Chiefs.
All right.
I almost had Bengals against Colts.
Cool. All right.
Wait, in the Super Bowl?
Dude, don't lie. You almost had Cardinals versus Colts.
AFC Championship.
But before we wrap up,
Like,
Well, do you guys want to? Do you guys want to go through some key games, or fucking? Are we done?
No.
We're not gonna do that.
No, we're
gotta,
done.
I gotta handle some things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
All
right, Ho.
anyway, I do want to say, like, I mean, most of us picking the Bengals, we know Stolze's mindset. Anyone who watched might be like, oh, these guys are just, Cincinnati fans. I don't know. Like, to me, like, everyone expects the Bengals to be great, and we've seen that they're great. I don't know. If I was not picking the Bengals right now when they're the best they've ever been in my entire life, what's the point of being a fan?
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I get where Stolze's coming from too. With
I totally get that,
being that fan of fans and not wanting to jinx anything. But I just got done saying that you might not have been on here. That I was like, when it comes down to it, there's 4 teams that are really everyone's kind of got on their radar for the Super Bowl, and the Bengals are one of them. So,
dude, you talk to me off camera, it's a completely different conversation.
Yeah,
yeah.
like they're good. The only thing that I can see is like. I think that we're going to lose our first game to the Browns. I think the Browns are going to exploit us in Cleveland. I fucking think that they're going to do the same thing that the Ravens did in the playoffs last year.
Oh,
they're going to run the ball, fucking occasionally dump some and take advantage of our new secondary that we have with safeties. And
I think we're really lucky to play them week 1.
Okay, well, regardless, but the thing is, the Bengals, I could see them being fucking. I got them at 12-5. I could see them being a little bit worse than that because they play a fucking very strict schedule. But like, no matter what I do, I'm looking at it, and trust me, I'm fucking a hater when it comes to it. I think that we're gonna lose every game by 100 points because that's just the type of fan that I am. But like, when it comes down to it, I just don't see them losing that many games this year. So, yeah, it is what
I think they're gonna come out trucking. I really do.
I really do too. I literally had us picked going 8-0 to start the season, then I found one or two that go the other way. But
yeah, I agree with that. I was thinking like 7-1, if that, like possibly 8-0. I really I can see that.
Outside of our division, not San Francisco, I was like, we're not losing a game.
That's how I
The
felt.
first 8 games, yeah, I really do.
I would put $100 if I had it on our going to Kansas City and beating them right now.
I could see it, but we have games like fucking. We play the Seahawks in fucking Seattle, right?
It's gonna be tough.
No, we play. No. We play them at home.
Oh, okay.
We do play them at home.
We do play them at home.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Joey Burrow gets injured, which
oh my god, everyone knock on wood.
Praise be.
Everyone fucking knock on wood right now.
Unless that happens, well, I'm just saying that's the only way that we're not.
That's a great way to end the podcast. You fucking
dude,
dick.
literally,
just jinxing fucking Burrow. You're worse than him picking the Colts and fucking Cardinals, you moron.
Seriously, text me your address. I'll pick up Spilly. Let's take some fucking axes and take it to his head. Unbelievable. Who the fuck invited him? Bro, what you want?
This is why we don't want anyone from fucking Nashville in this goddamn chat, dude. Why did I even invite you on this shit?
I
we
mean,
should have left it
Stolze's bad enough. Now
I'm a Bengals fan. Why don't you go like the Titans, you fucking
I love
bitch?
you, Stolze.
You're muted.
Yes, exactly.
You're
Exactly.
muted.
This is like Around the Horn on ESPN.
I didn't mute you. You muted yourself.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if we give him
I didn't do it.
Horn.
I didn't do
It's
it.
like Around the Horn, baby.
Timer, like he can't talk. That would be hilarious.
I love that.
I plan on
unplugged.
Okay. I do plan on doing that, like when we get into the season or whatever. Fucking don't like when arguments get going on and someone just says some stupid shit like me saying Daniel Jones over Trevor Lawrence, just muting people. So we'll see.
Hey, hold on before
for sure.
You're done. Shut the fuck up. Before I forget, Spilly, I'd like to do the first game of the season at my house on my deck if weather permits.
Let's hold up. Let's wrap this up real quick. So this has been episode 15 of your House Our Rules, the Sports Edition. We're done. It's been a long one. If you did stick with us, fucking thank you very, very much. Fucking I do appreciate you. Get ready because the fucking sportscasts are coming weekly. Peace.